What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Ever since it was first introduced, the Beavis and Butthead collaboration has been a divisive one in Call of Duty. Some people really like it, some people really hate it, and others have cited it as the reason why they are turning against the franchise. Which spawned this Reddit post from Unlucky Tradition 58. Why was this the tipping point? Showcasing a picture of the Beavis and Butthead collaboration, but alongside of it, showcasing other bundles and other collaborations we have seen in the Call of Duty universe. And it's a very interesting question, so I will ask you guys the same one. Before I dive into my thoughts on this, I am extremely curious to know what you think. Was this the tipping point? And if so, why? And if it's not the tipping point, at what point do you think you will be disenfranchised by the cosmetics in Call of Duty? Those are the questions I have for you to answer down below in that comment section. So let's dive a little bit further into this Reddit post because there are some fantastic comments I do want to highlight. The first one being from CreepyCharge4749. The bundle didn't even try to match the game's art style, which made it clear the devs weren't concerned about cohesion and would sell out to anyone willing to pay for a slot, especially because Battlefield just launched their beta which was much more grounded. It only made Call of Duty look like it was chasing Fortnite instead of sticking to its own identity. The next comment from AKMike99. At least all the other ridiculous skins fit the art style of the game. This would be like if we put anime version of Pikachu into a documentary about the Vietnam War. Yeah, seems like they missed the boat on this one. And I will honestly agree wholeheartedly with that first comment. It feels that Call of Duty is chasing commercialization over their own identity now, selling off to the highest bidder instead of focusing on trying to provide the best experience for players. It's not about cohesion. It's not about trying to stay consistent. It's about selling out. And this has nothing to do about being against Call of Duty making money. That's not what it's about. It's about having a good experience while also them making a bunch of money. And when it's just being favored to one side, which is them making money, it really puts a negative emphasis on you wanting to play the game. Like hopping into Black Ops 6 after not playing for several weeks, it feels so disconnected from where it started off. Like the idea that Black Ops 6 wasn't going to have carry forward from MW3 was a great idea. But for them to eliminate all those skins from MW2 and MW3 just so they could kind of pawn off these abominations is kind of insulting. It's really disappointing. And I think a lot of people saw exactly where the franchise was headed because you got this Beavis and Butthead collaboration and then subsequently got the American Dad collaboration. And at that point, I think we all realized nothing is out of bounds for Call of Duty. And personally, that's not really what I want to see from this franchise. I don't want to see them just sell out to the highest bidder like what's happened with Fortnite. Like Fortnite's reliant on their collaborations. Call of Duty shouldn't be the same way. However, it seems and feels like they are, willing to sell themselves out for anybody to come to their game, regardless of whether it's something the community wants. And I'm not saying these Beavis and Butthead skins are unpopular. They definitely made Call of Duty their money. But at what price? At what point was it worth alienating the players it alienated? And this is really the question. And I think all of this pressure to them not having carry forward in Black Ops 7 started here. I think before the Beavis and Butthead collaboration, yeah, there would have been some frustration to see some of the skins carry forward into Black Ops 7. But overall, I think a lot of us would have been able to understand that decision. But there was a tipping point here. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. This put a lot of people into a situation where they're like, I don't want to see these skins ever again. I don't want more animated skins in Call of Duty. Because it's clear, this should not be in this game. Regardless of if you want cel-shaded maps or not, this type of character skin doesn't work with Call of Duty. It's jarring, it's disjointed, and frankly, it comes across as greedy. That's all you can really see. Whenever I see a Beavis and Butthead skin or an American Dad skin in Black Ops 6, I just think of greed. I don't think of, ooh, I want that. I think of the franchise that started off not this way. And I'm not saying we need to go back to the way it was with the original Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there can be a happy medium, but we have gone so far in the wrong direction where we are celebrating greed and celebrating our game being deteriorated in front of our very eyes in the favor of higher quarterly returns for a bunch of suits. Like, ask yourself honestly, do you think that the increased sales of skins have provided an additional depth to gameplay, that it's made the gameplay experience better for the player? The answer is no. Things are less stable now than ever before. They're less consistent than ever before. And you hear about it all the time. There's a reason why people aren't really confident with the Call of Duty IP right now. Why people are extremely apprehensive about the newest title. It's because they've done nothing but ruin their own reputation. And it's something that we've continued to see time and time again. So to answer the original commenter's question, why was this the tipping point? I think for a lot of players, they saw it as a point of no return. Once Call of Duty decided to go down this path, there was nothing that they would stop at doing. Any new collaboration would be fair game, regardless of if it fit with the aesthetic or the point of the game in the first place. We could see Pokemon in the game. We could see anime characters like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Heck, Yami Yugi could be in the game. Whatever worked. The game was selling out to the highest bidder. And that's where a lot of people just really felt like the game was moving away from being a video game and more so becoming a vehicle to display corporate greed. That's how it felt to me, and that's how I know it felt to a lot of others. So the question now is, where do we go from here? Well, we know that Black Ops 7 is having a very limited carry forward, mostly just with reward skins from Black Ops 6, which is great, fantastic. I'm fine with that, because a lot of the skins for completing zombies Easter eggs and completing the Master Prestige are decent skins, but not only that, you should be rewarded with carrying that through moving forward. I'm fine with that. But the real question remains, has Activision learned their lesson from this, or is it going to be just an excuse for them to double down moving into Black Ops 7? Like, I really hope that we don't have to have this discussion again in either Season 2, Season 3, or whatever of Black Ops 7, where once again Call of Duty decides to shoehorn in skins that don't fit the overall art style and break the cohesion of the game. Personally, I felt the cohesion was broken a lot sooner than this, but this was definitely the point where I think a lot of people said enough's enough. And I honestly commend the community for that, because that's when they should speak up. So I'm hoping that we're not going to have to talk about animated skins again in Call of Duty. I really hope, because yeah, it's something that to me is a non-starter and should never have happened in the first place. But it's Call of Duty after all. It's about making money. And unfortunately, we're the ones that face the consequences of that. But that's all I've got to say on this topic. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. If you want to let me know, leave a comment down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.